Well, the interesting thing, Richard, for everybody to get their head round, autonomy, 5G autonomy, autonomous. The autonomy bit's to take away your autonomy. All right, so basically what they're looking for, they want this totally robotic, dystopian robotic world where mankind, any biological structure is controlled.
Yeah, they call it the post-human era.
Totally. Well, what I'm going to say, biology doesn't fit very well with some of these signal systems. It doesn't fit very well. I mean, anybody who's got, any metal bits hanging around, you'll find that, there's an issue with that. Is it interfaces with a biological form? Consequently, a lot of the ideas, a lot of the concepts aren't exactly what you could say is correct. A lot of it's myth, a lot of it's, fantasy and science fiction. And where a lot of science fiction does become science fact, there are a significant number of biological issues that haven't been overcome yet. So the whole autonomous thing to me is all about control. It's about control of the mind, control of the masses. I mean, the plan, these resilient smart cities, people have to understand, you're losing your petrol car. You're losing your diesel car. I already tell you it's toxic. I'm going to tell you it's not as toxic as the microwave radiation or the radiation that's emitted from an electric car. Not toxic at all compared to that. Because it is these gases are toxic, but unfortunately for the controllers, we've been sitting over campfires for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years. And over those years, we've breathed in this noxious, hydrocarbon bits like cigarette smoke. We've breathed in these very, very noxious carcinogens, and we survived. So we survived through fitness for thousands and thousands of years. So guess what? It wasn't as toxic as we were told it was, and that's why in London, when everybody had coal fires. We had them right away across the UK. Everybody had coal fires, and the amount of people that should have been, if the coal-fired smoke was as dangerous as what they say it is. This is the stuff that comes out the back of your diesel car, by the way. Same hydrocarbon type toxicity.
Right.
If it was as dangerous as what these characters are telling us it is, we'd all have been dead. But what's actually happened? We'll become, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the Clean Air Act. It was a great idea, because I remember going out when I was a kid at school, and I used to walk to school, and when people were setting their fires up when I was a kid, and you could smell the coal smoke, quite like the smell of it as it happens. We'd go to school, you'd come back, your shirts were filthy, all those things that you would believe and did believe were extremely toxic, but didn't have the increase and the cancer increases and the cancer deaths that we have today. So, where it was like 1 in 10, and I'm talking about 1 in 2. Now, if the hydrocarbon emissions were as toxic as we're being told they are from petrol cars and diesel cars, which have cleaned up quite a bit over the years, I'm going to tell you it's a fraud. It would have to be, because I remember walking to school in the the winter months, and you could smell the smoke. The smoke was hanging in the air. It was thick smog, and lots of people did die in London. Lots of people did die from the thousands of people died from the amount of. But you can imagine London; it's a built-up area, and everybody had coal fires at the time. Right. So you had these coal fires pumping out all over. You had coal-fired power stations, Battersea Power Station in the middle of London. The people weren't dying the way they are dying today. They weren't getting the cancer they are not to get today.
Right. Well, I mean, I think it's legitimate to say that it's not good for your health to breathe polluted air. But the thing is that compared to what's being rolled out now, this is another level completely.
Absolutely. Well, if I charge air, if I put microwave radiation in air, I'll charge air. Now, positively charged air is not good at all because it has to discharge somewhere. So there's an oxidative stress issue.
Right.
Now you've got women. There's been a significant increase in young women having lung cancer, and they don't even smoke.
Yeah, sure.
Sitting in an office with microwaves pumping around from the Wi-Fi, etc., and breathing it in and discharging that energy in your lung, it's going to be a little bit more dangerous than smoking. So, and we're seeing that. So we're seeing this inexplicable increase in, all these cancers, all attributed to this exposure to this noxious microwave radiation in air. I mean, I think is it 24 electron volts you charge air, that has to be discharged. Even less than that, you've still got a stressor in air.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all those things going on. Nobody cares. Nobody's looking at them. Nobody's actually looking at this particular issue. I was in a hospital the other day where there was I felt like, pretty noxious. I was thinking, God, I don't feel very well, because obviously I live in quite a clean environment from a microwave radiation perspective. So you can imagine when I go into one, it becomes pretty unbearable. And I went into hospital. Anyway, I put my phone on just to check how many routers there was in the building. I had something like about 7 or 8 microwave radiation emitters on the phone, and I'm thinking, this must be. I didn't have a meter to meter it. I was just checking on my phone because I didn't feel well.
Right.
Anyway, I switched it back off because obviously I don't have my Wi-Fi on the phone, but you can use it to check how many Wi-Fi routers are on a building, and see the power from them. Well, they're all nearly full on, and I'm thinking, this is unbelievable, and that's why I felt unwell. And people are working in these environments, and nobody's warned anybody. The mainstream media are culpable in the crime, the homicide, the genocide from this technology, because they absolutely will have been able to read some scientific documents, some papers that's well established, incontrovertible and uncontested, published, peer-reviewed scientific papers that as of today have not been questioned to their veracity on the exposure to microwave radiation and how dangerous it is. And you get reporters standing going, oh, well, there's any evidence. What a complete and utter lie. These people want to be taken out on it. I mean, seriously, because we've got children dying here, which is, to me, is absolutely appalling. These reporters want taken out because obviously they're responsible for checking the veracity of what they're putting out in the public domain. They're not doing that because the science is absolutely damning. It is incontrovertible. Microwave radiation is dangerous to life. It's dangerous to biology. So why do they keep repeating the narrative and the lie? And it's these individuals who I want to hold out and use as an example for the future. So we never, ever get in this situation again. The punishments that are meted out, for the people who are behind this, yes. But for the people who supported by acquiescence to the lie and the fabrication, I leave forgiveness for God. I don't forgive.
Well, for the moment, other than learning what you can do with your community from your website and resources like that, I guess the main thing is, learn how to use the cell phone. Do not hold it on your body when it's turned on. Use some remote way to listen to it and talk into it, like speakerphone or whatever you want to do. And then don't have Wi-Fi in your house. Replace it with hardwired hookups for all your devices. And if you have a device that, like a tablet that you can't hardwire, get rid of it and use hardwired. And then if somebody is, like, I had an email letter from somebody who lives in the UK, and she sleeps on the other side of an apartment wall from a bank of smart meters, and her whole body is like on fire, and when she goes to sleep somewhere else, she feels fine. She comes back into that and feels terrible again. All you can do is move, right? I mean, there's
die. I mean, when you're feeling that type of sickness from that type of radiation, if you don't get out, I mean, I live in Gateshead. I could have moved a while ago. I could have moved very early on, but I would be letting down the people who are fighting the good fight where we are.
Right.
if they see me move off, I mean, I suffer quite a bit. I've got ringing in the ears. I get really bad heads. I get really sore eyes. The radiation in my home is not as bad as most of my neighbours. The transmitters are quite away, so I don't have any significant increases in my location. Plus, I don't have the anything that emits microwave radiation in my home. I've got neighbours who have, quite away from me, who've got smart meters.
Right.
Those smart meters have got a significant footprint, and as the government force these on people, the more they're increasing the radiation impact for everybody in the village, everybody in a town. You get a neighbour can be 10 houses away, 20 houses away with a smart meter, increases the radiation in your home. That is absolutely unbelievable.
They're pretty long range, aren't they?
That's sub-gigahertz, not very long range. Sub-gig travels quite a distance, a couple of kilometres, no problem at all, and it can be pretty potent. It's pretty potent at, maybe 5 or 6 kilometres. So you imagine in a 5 kilometre field where you've got, 20,000 smart meters.
Right.
In a city. Yeah. It's not no problem at all.
So get it out of your house, and if you're living on top of some source you can't control, consider going somewhere else, right?
Go and see a lawyer, go and see a solicitor, get them removed. They're criminal, they're experimental, and breach the Nuremberg Code. It's a crime against humanity. Speak to people, talk to anybody about 5G, microwave radiation. It is absolutely, microwave radiation after the war, Second World War, we had the GPU and others came back from, where we had walkie-talkies during the war, we had radio communication systems during the war, and when they came back during the war, they didn't just stick a load of transmitters up all over the place. What they did, they put the signals in a cable because they knew it wasn't safe. And then the 80s came, and everybody, obviously we had television, which was analog, and then all of a sudden we had digitization. We came in the 80s, and everybody thought, oh, blinking heck, I'll tell you what, let's just stick a transmitter up at the end of this guy's street and irradiate them with microwave radiation. It's safe. No, it wasn't. It never was safe. It was never safe. If it had been safe, we even thought it was safe. Think about it. During the war, after the war, when safety wasn't really the main concern, everybody smoked. Yeah. Your governments put TV in a cable. They put microwave radiation signals in a cable, and they put it in a cable for a reason. It's not safe. Then all of a sudden somebody come along and thought, oh, this isn't a very good idea. We're not going to make a lot of profit here. Well, I don't think it was that, to be honest. Because we had cable TV, we had cabling. We had cable TV when I was a kid, and we had cable telephones. I don't think it was that. Somebody decided that what they wanted to do was start developing technologies that would harm the citizen. Right. That's what I really do believe what happened, because we had the science then. Yeah,
so we need to just move away from radiation and wireless technology and do what you can in your own community, and you've got resources for that on the site, right? saveusnow.org.uk.
We need to get organised as best we can and stop the crime against us. This is a crime. This is the largest crime ever to be perpetrated on mankind and the environment. You've got organisations thought about temperature increase, microwave radiation in a cityscape. By the time I put billions more antennas, doesn't matter 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G or 5G, they'll increase the temperature in a city. It's microwave radiation in air. It's basic physics. So they increase the temperature, and that in itself is a threat. It's a threat to life.
Right. It's a vibratory energy that, heat is basically friction between molecules, right?
Yeah.
So it's transferring the massive concentrated friction in the beam to the outside environment in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And I never really thought about it, but that makes sense that it would create a temperature increase. So, okay. Well, it's good that you're offering people solutions to get rid of this stuff, and I encourage everybody to look at your site. Have a good night.
Good night.